Hey guys. Okay, this is Stormy Fabulous, and it's a Basic Tuesday. So, hey, I thought the topic of this Basic Tuesday could be concealer, and I'm already wearing some, so I'm not going to do practical today. But in one of the upcoming videos, I'm going to show you me actually putting on concealer and foundation before I start the eyeshadow and the blush and stuff. Because in most of the videos I do plan to make, I'm already gonna have my basics planned, and then I'm gonna do the cheeks, the eyes, the lips, and whatever else necessary. But because I'm already wearing makeup, I'll go for the concealer and hopefully that'll do. Okay, concealer. Okay, not everybody uses concealer. Not everybody has to. I'll sort of narrow it down for you. If you have any of the following, you should use concealer in your makeup. You have dark bags under your eyes, which I get a lot. I get really, really, really dark bags under my eyes. It's, um, if you get red skin here around your nose, which I do, I don't know why, but especially first thing in the morning and last thing at night, skin around my nose here and here gets really, really, really red. It could just be down to oils on your skin, which are natural and you can't prevent them from happening, or it could be lack of moisture. I don't use a night cream, which I'm going to change soon. Hopefully, I'm going to get a very decent night cream, and it might stop the redness. Also, use concealer if you're prone to spots and you get them a lot. I've actually got one coming here, so concealer. And use concealer. I don't know why. I'm not entirely sure on the reason, but I use concealer on my chin here. And I think the reason why is because depending on the shape of your chin, so if you have a chin that really bunches forward, it's going to create a shadow, and not everybody likes that shadow, so I use concealer there too. Now, what is very important about concealer, if you do use it, is finding the right colour, because if you find a colour that matches your skin colour, it may work, but then yet again, it's most likely not going to cover anything up. When you pick a foundation, don't necessarily pick the foundation that is exactly the same as your skin colour. You've got to pick something that's ever so slightly darker, but not orange. Not if you are very, very, very pale, you need a very, very, very pale foundation. But I wouldn't recommend using the exact same. Something a little darker. So if you're going to do that, you're going to need a concealer that's also a little bit darker. So I'm going to show you my concealer. It is Models Prefer, which is also known as YBF, Your Best Friend. And I believe that is an international company, so you can get this in America and Japan. Right, there are 3 different concealers there, and I'm going to use these 3 colours to basically diagnose your concealer colour. The bottom one is the lightest colour, very, very light. It's, I guess you'd call it an ivory colour. And the second colour here, which is the one where I'm surfing, that is a tan colour. It's quite, it's like a beige, to be fair, and that's the one I use, and I'll explain why in a bit. And this one is a full-on brown. Now, use that if you're very, very dark skinned, without sounding racist. Um, Ivory would be used for people who are deadly white pale, for people who are translucent practically. You'd use the ivory. If you're like me and you have quite lightish hair and quite, I'm not exactly tan, but I'm not incredibly pale either. In some of my videos, due to the lighting, I look really pale, but if you put me in the sunlight, I am quite tanned. I'm a bit of a mystery. A lot of makeup looks work on me that shouldn't, basically. Because I've got quite tan skin, but because of the lighting in my room, you can't tell. And I've got ginger hair, which isn't natural, by the way. I'll admit that right now. You'd probably be able to tell the difference if you saw an older picture of me. So I've dyed my hair ginger. I've got quite tan skin, which is very uncharacteristic of a ginger person. And my eyes are green. I should to have very exclusive makeup looks, but I don't. I can sort of fit into quite a lot of makeup looks. Things that would suit people with blonde hair and blue eyes and brown hair and brown eyes. Anyway, so with concealer, those are basically the three colours you're going to get. Darker skin would require dark concealer. That's basically it. And I know it's quite straightforward, but a lot of people get confused with concealer. But yes, there is something I do want to talk about, where that is concealer related. There are different types of concealer. What I've shown you is like a cream. If I rub that, it's like a cream that once you've rubbed it down, looks gone. And that is something I do need to mention quickly. Don't rub on concealer. Don't. Yeah, because I'm only wearing a light foundation. See that? Don't feel tempted to do that because it disappears. Concealer's quite funny. What you need to do with it, if I show you, with concealer, you need to pat it into place and then leave it because you're going to put your foundation on top of it, which is something I should have clarified before. Concealer does not go on top of foundation. I've only done it there to show you how to put it on. Concealer goes under your foundation, and it always should. I saw a picture of a celebrity who I won't name because I don't want to get into trouble, who'd very obviously put concealer on the top of their foundation. And depending on where you are in lighting, that part there of her eyes glue in the dark. It was terrifying. I can't look at that celebrity now and think, oh my god. So you always put it on under your foundation and you pat it down, because if you rub it, you're rubbing it off your skin, and that's redundant. You want it to stay on the skin, and you don't have to worry about it looking a bit strangely coloured, because once your foundation's on top of it, it's going to cover it up. That's the whole point. It'll work. Now, like I said, this is a cream. You can get liquid concealer in a tube or in a stick. Now, a stick is quite popular because you can put it in your handbag. I'd feel a little bit silly if I carried that around in my handbag, to be honest, because it's a lot bigger than it looks. And it's very, very big. So concealer sticks are very popular because they look like pencils really. You just put them in your bag and they're good. One thing about concealer sticks, I wouldn't recommend applying directly to your face with a concealer stick, because if you do, say you're covering up a spot, because that is a lot, is why a lot of people do use concealer sticks in the first place, to cover up spots. If you use concealer on one spot and you directly put it onto the spot, and then you use it for, say, under your eyes here, or around your nose like I've recommended, the oils inside of that spot are going to now spread across your entire face, and it's going to cause more. So say you have one little spot there, if you use a concealer stick and just rub it straight on like that, you're going to get about another 10 around your face without even realising, which is not good. You're just going to need to use more concealer, which will then spread more. So if you use a concealer stick, which this is not, by the way, this is a brush, I ran out of mine. You squeeze a little bit onto your hand, rub it a little bit just to blend it so there's no and then you just pat it down with your finger. It would always be better to do that. And if you do cover up a spot with your finger, either use a different finger to do the rest of your face, or wash your finger first. Sounds silly, but trust me, if you're going out somewhere very important like the prom, or you're going out on a date, you don't want an acne breakout. And that's something else. If you have a friend who is very spotty, you do not share concealer with them, not from a stick. Or a cream, like I said, if you use cream for your spots and then cream everywhere else and you're using the same finger, you will again transmit the oils. So, no offense to your spotty friends, but they have to get their own concealer. And that is basically all I want to say. No, no. The look I'm wearing right now is a little preview for you guys of a look that I'm hoping to do in the future. I'm calling it something like Be Green because it is quite nice and green. I've used a dark green eyeshadow, and I mentioned this in another video, my shadow line. It is basically, you won't be able to tell, it's like a clear liquid, and you can add it to any colour. And I've added it to a light green eyeshadow to make a nice light green eyeliner, and I'm thinking bee green is a good name for it. I've already got a video of a sophisticated brown look, so it depends which one I post up first, basically. So yes, that is all I really wanted to say. This has been me fabulous, and I'll see you another time, guys.